Little Red Riding Hood, An Adventure in the Forest. Once upon a time, there was a little girl who loved wearing a red hood. Because of this, everyone called her Little Red Riding Hood. One day, her mother gave her a basket full of goodies and said, "My dear Little Red Riding Hood, take this basket to your grandmother, who is sick. Always stay on the path and don't wander off, because the forest can be dangerous. Don't talk to strangers, and above all, don't be late." Little Red Riding Hood, all excited, took the basket and left the house. The forest was beautiful, with tall trees and colorful flowers. The girl was humming as she walked, but suddenly, she met a wolf. "Good morning, Little Red Riding Hood. Where are you going so pretty, with that basket?" asked the wolf with a mischievous smile. "I'm going to visit my grandmother, who is sick," replied Little Red Riding Hood, without suspicion. "I'm taking her these treats that my mother made." "That's nice. And which way are you going?" asked the wolf, already plotting something. Naively, Little Red Riding Hood told the wolf the whole way to her grandmother's house. The wolf thanked her and ran to the grandmother's house by the shortest path. When he got there, he knocked on the door and, in a thin voice, imitated Little Red Riding Hood's voice. "Who is it?" asked the grandmother. "It's me, your granddaughter, Little Red Riding Hood. I came to bring you some treats," said the wolf in a thin voice. The grandmother, frightened, opened the door and the wolf devoured her in one gulp. Then he put on the grandmother's clothes, lay down on the bed, and waited for Little Red Riding Hood. When the girl arrived, she saw her grandmother with big eyes, long ears, and a very strange voice. "Grandma, what big eyes you have!" exclaimed Little Red Riding Hood. "To see you better, my dear," replied the wolf, in the grandmother's voice. "Grandma, what big ears you have," said Little Red Riding Hood, more and more surprised. "To hear you better, my dear," replied the wolf. "Grandma, what a big mouth you have," exclaimed Little Red Riding Hood, frightened. "To eat you better," said the wolf, showing his sharp teeth. And he started chasing Little Red Riding Hood around the house. Luckily, a woodcutter was passing through the forest and heard Little Red Riding Hood's screams. He ran to the grandmother's house and saved Little Red Riding Hood by knocking down the wolf. He opened the wolf's belly and, to his surprise, found the grandmother alive. Moral of the story: never talk to strangers and always follow your parents' advice. The forest may be a beautiful place, but it can also be dangerous. It's important to always be cautious and not trust just anyone. Here are some key vocabulary words from the story. Woodcutter or lumberjack, a person who cuts down trees for wood. Goodies, nice things to eat, like candy or cookies. Path, a narrow way or track. Humming, singing a tune softly to oneself. Mischievous, naughtily playful or causing trouble. Naively, in a way that is too trusting or innocent. Frightened, feeling afraid or scared.